Welcome to this Queen Classic, and I want to give Trevor 333. He did a great version of this. He focused on the studio version, and I'm focusing on the Queen Live version. This is what I've been playing with lately, and so I just wanted to pass on the difference here. So that being said, there's some similarities, of course, but so for the first pattern, we're going to form a D. We're going to be on the 5th string at the 1st fret and on the 7th fret of the 2nd and 3rd string, and we'll be hitting the D open. And the picking pattern here will go 4, 2, 3, 1, and then 2, 3. Then we do that same picking pattern, but we're going to change our triad from this D to an A. So we'll be on the 5th fret over the 1st and 2nd string. Our 3rd finger will cover the 3rd string, and we'll do the same picking pattern. Okay, then we're going to move that down to a G, same picking pattern. Move it to A, 2nd fret on the 2nd and 3rd string, and the picking pattern starts the same. We're going to go 4, 2, 3, 1, but that 1 will start us into a lick. So let me show you the picking pattern. And we go. So all together it'll sound like this. So I'm using the bridge and the neck pickup for this, and I've got them both turned on, and I have the neck out of phase, so that gives it a little bit tinier sound. And I also have a phase shifter on this, and I turn the phase shifter off, and I turn off that bridge pickup when he comes into some of the harder electric part. So when Brian starts the song, he comes in kind of quietly and goes through that chord sequence, and then he does it again. That would be what I'd consider the tag, because then he does it 2 more times, going through from the D to the A to the G and to the A. Okay, he does that twice, and in the next verse he'll do that twice again. There's no tag. I'll go through that slowly so you can see how this should sound. Part of the verse, he's going to switch it up a little bit. He's going to go into a D and add a C sharp and a B bass, and then into that A with the lick. So what he does again for this part where he goes into it, it's the same picking pattern, except he's going to pick the bass line and then go to 2. So you'll pick the C sharp, you use your pinky for this. I use my 1st finger to get the B, because I want to leave my 2nd finger here on the 1st string. Then to your A, and then it repeats. Okay, after we've gone through that twice with the D and the C sharp and B note in the bass, what we come into is it's a terror of knowing what this world is about. And what he's doing is playing a G. And what I suggest is using your middle finger on the G note and muting that A string. So just kind of let it bump the A string so it doesn't ring, and use your your ring finger on the 1st string, because then you can put your 1st finger down for the next part of the chord, which is an A over the G. Okay, so we'll have this. Okay, he does that, I believe, 3 times, and then they go into this it's a D with the F sharp in the bass. Okay, so what we're doing there is we're playing part of a D chord on the 2nd string 3rd fret and the 3rd string at the 2nd fret, and we're going to add that F sharp bass note, and we'll let that ring. Then we hit E on the 1st string to the 2nd string 3rd fret, and then to the 2nd fret. Then we do a G to A, and I just do an A power chord there. So all together, I'll play that part with the G to the G over A. We'll repeat, and they'll get to a part where they say, pray tomorrow. Get higher and higher, and then it gets quiet, and then they go into this part. There's really the chording underneath. You can play it on guitar, but it's not really loud. It's a G to a C over G. So we're just taking that G form, and we're going to add part of a C. So we're going to take our first finger on the 2nd string at the 1st fret and the 4th string at the 2nd fret. Then he goes into Y. Then you're going to lift that up and hit a G, and then F. Okay, this is how Brian does it live. He's just hitting the A. He's playing part of an F chord. There's some good videos of seeing how he does this. So you're going A to F to G, and because you're playing the G without fingering it, you just want to play the really the 3rd, 4th, and 2nd string. You can just hit those and then go into this form of an F. You don't have to bar the whole thing. Just play the top half of it. And then he goes back into an A. Okay, so what he's doing there, after that F, we're going to come into an A, and that's where he's talking about love, 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 and then he's going to kind of vamp on that A. Insanity lasts and the pressure is cramping. How can we give ourselves? Okay, so it's G to D and then G to A. Give ourselves one more chance. Back to this D, and then we're going to go C sharp and B. And then we go to an A. So they're strumming this part, they're not picking through it. So you're just using those bass notes, okay? So he does that, I believe, twice, and then you go into the part where it's the G and then the A over G. Change our way of caring about ourselves. And then it ends. So you're going from that F sharp over D to G, there's really no lick there. So when they are ending the song and just strumming through, you're just doing. And then they're into the bass note. The bass note, if you're interested in knowing it, it's D to A. I've seen it taught this way. Either way, if you're more comfortable. I noticed the bass player, John Deacon's up here. He might even be playing the A open. So either way, but that is the song. So I hope that helps everyone. It's a beautiful song, and hope you enjoy.